to. Okay. Hello, everybody. Today is Q&A for advanced algorithms, and we are talking about neurocontact. My name is Natalie. I'm instructor of Neurographica at NeuroGraphicAcademy. We have right now 2 of the students in advanced courses, and they're doing different courses, but everybody is welcome to join. And there are questions from the Facebook that I'm going to be answering. So how are you doing? We already had the chance to talk to some of you, but Monique, how are you?
Fine.
You're fine. Okay, good.
But fine. There is 2 nights that I didn't been able to sleep since I have done this a triangle on me.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes, Monique. So there are a few things I wanted to share with you about the triangles. And let me just turn my, can you still hear me? Can you hear?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Monique is doing neurocomposition, and there is an exercise with 8 triangles in neurocomposition course. And I'm just jumping, Melba, sorry, jumping there, and then we'll go back to neurocontact.
I remember that.
With 3 triangles is with 8 triangles, not with 8 triangles. It's for you to be able to feel the energy of the triangles.
I feel it.
To understand how they're different from the energy of circles, the energy of squares. And since you've been already practicing Neurographica for some time, it's not like your first month or your second month. You've been there for how many months?
Me
At
or
least 5,
Monique?
right?
No.
More than 5. More than 5. Let's say more than 5
February.
months. So you are already sensitive, and plus the topic. So the topic is important for choosing for the drawings. With the triangles, with every drawing is important, but with the triangles, so you want to choose a topic that you need to receive energy for, so active topic. You're not choosing a topic, a relationship. If you have difficult relationship and using the triangles, no, you're not using that. You are choosing something that you want to move forward, to be more active, and then after drawing the triangles, if you first you need to very careful. The size of the triangles will not help you very much if you did them very small, but it's not the how you address.
Very small and very small drawing.
Very carefully all the triangles, and add circles. You can add circles on every point, on every angle. You can add circles around the triangles. You can add circles inside the triangles. Just play with this, but very carefully round the corners of triangles.
All the corners.
I cannot hear you somehow. Hold on. Can you say something?
Okay, I have rounded all the corner because I'm not able to round the corner.
Right. And some corners are still seen as a sharp corner. So you can draw lines out from each corner. You can take neural lines and continue them, not to have any corners visible. So work with it. And another thing, after the drawing, you need to take action. That's what's going on, the most important. You are feeling this energy that you need to take action. If you don't know what to do, just go out walking.
This is what I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel, again this morning when I did my ARL, yeah, for my marathon, I was shaking and all my line. Yesterday also, I did 2 drawings and all my line is spiky because I'm shaking.
Yes, if I can suggest for you, do an ARL, releasing limitation, algorithm of releasing limitation on your anxiety about triangles.
Okay.
Okay.
but I feel them very well.
Yes, yes, you just get too much of anxiety. And do some more activities. You can clean your house, clean the garage, clean the attic, wash everything, like wash your windows, or do something active. Go plant a tree, go run a marathon. Do something with this energy that because it's now there already. You have this, it's working, and because you're very active, you're person that is a doer, you're doing things, and that's why it's activating for you. Ask yourself, what am I not doing? What am I putting on the back burner? What are you not doing that you are thinking, I need to do it, I need to do it, I need to do it, but I'm not doing it. This is the right time. Now go and do it, because now you have it. Now you have the
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I couldn't write all of it under your picture on Facebook, but thank you for sharing. Good. And Melba, you are early in the morning for you in Hawaii, beautiful Hawaii. Thank you for joining. Yes. I interrupted you. You were saying about your drawings from Neurocontact.
I was just saying that I've done the first 2 drawings from Neurocontact, but I haven't uploaded them. And so yesterday I sat down and decided it's time to upload. And then I see that I need, after being away from them, I'm looking at them and I feel things have changed a little. So reworking them just a bit. And so I will probably get them uploaded. Hopefully I will get them uploaded today before we have a later class this afternoon. And I'm in agreement with Monique. I mean, I remember the lesson with the 8 triangles. I did that one in red, Natalie. I remember that.
Yes, I remember.
So that works, Monique. I know it does.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. So my lesson, Meeting God, had 2 triangles in it. And when Monique says, I wasn't sleeping well, I thought, oh, I just drew triangles, you know, in that class, you know, with Meeting God. It had triangles in it as well. So now hello.
Yes, yes.
My memory is jogged again about that, especially Monique. So yes, I feel like I feel like kind of like I did when I started, because I started in taking basic, and then I don't think that I was finished with basic before I started, or I was finished. I guess I had just finished basic. At one point I had basic, and I had a color, and still getting ready or starting composition. Anyway, it felt like run pace. And so catching up from vacation kind of feels like that pace again, you know. So yeah, allowing room for not just drawing, but getting up and doing something active is really important.
Yes, very much, very much. And paying attention to what's going on, being always present, and
Yes,
gentle with yourself.
Yes, I'm having some really good conversations. And so, yeah, so is very effective. And I have a unique situation occurring right now because my sister is also here. My husband has been, he's off on a boat trip today, so I can be loud this morning. I can be inside. I don't have to be outside today. So, but I had a very good conversation with my sister last night. My sister is hard of hearing, and she wears hearing aids. My husband is hard of hearing, but does not. I have been for the last, well, for a couple months before vacation, and since especially, we're back here. Now I have my husband and my sister in the same house. What? what? And I understand how a woman can speak 30,000 words a day. You know?
Yeah.
Everything I say, it's what? And I say it again. So I'm speaking double talk right now. I'm in a phase of, with both people, they're all the only ones in my house right now, and everything I say gets said twice, or twice, and then again in a different way. So there's a real, during this course, there's a real communication education that's going on. I had a very good conversation with my sister last night about, I expressed to her, I'm saying everything twice, him and you. We had our giggles over it, you know, but it's about how to get their attention one-on-one before I speak.
Mhm.
So that seems to be my lesson during this course, at least for right now.
Yes, 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 yes. And until, so that, what is it that you have to say twice? You have the time to think, and the
Everything.
second time or third time it comes out right. Like the movie about the day, this animal that predicts the weather on February, the
Oh, Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day, yes. So he had to learn many times the perfect way to live this day. So you're
Yes.
having opportunity.
Yes, and Adam Sandler and 51st Dates. 51st Dates, every day he woke up and told the same story, you know, so that was a repetition as well, in the similar, a daily reliving of the previous, you know, so yeah. So Monique, I had a conversation with you on our club, our membership meeting last, and we were speaking about ourselves, and we had technical difficulties, and we spoke many things to each other over again. And then Monique, when Natalie said to Monique, you know, what do you know? She said, well, she speaks very fast.
Not today.
Yes. So that's another thing that I'm learning about my communication, is to slow down and speak more clearly. I think sometimes if I see someone not comprehending, or with hubby, his back is turning and he's ready to head out another room, I will say it very fast to get it in before he walks away, you know, so yeah, communication opens up, and awareness of it on many levels with this class.
It's never contact.
Very interesting. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, as Natalie, Anna says, they're considering changing the title of neural contact to neural communications. And now I understand that comment.
Exactly, yes. And this is exactly in line with the question we had. Carla is asking, not question, neurocontact works on issues. All of a sudden, we go to class 4 and we start with working on issues. Then, bam, we are working on attracting goods like money, friends, etc. I was expecting to go on with working on issues, and now I'm confused. So Carla, the answer, I'm going to try to answer your question. So with each algorithm, or with each drawing of Neurographica, you choose your own topic, and the whole algorithm kind of guides you toward the topic, but it's still your topic. I had, whenever I was taking Neurographica certification instructoral course for 9 months, there were people who were only drawing on one topic to become Neurographica instructor or to improve their health through all the algorithms, or to earn certain amount of money.
through all the algorithms, no matter what exercise is, no matter what algorithm is, their topic stayed the same. There was a little bit of tweaking, like me being an instructor and having and managing my family or managing other things in life, or me earning certain amount of money and having good relationship with my husband, but it always was the topic the same. So the topic you choose is you chose the topic for relationship, but was it relationship? What did she say? Okay, the issues. Okay, so you had an issue, working on an issue, and then bam, it's attracting good money. So the issue is your topic, what you have chosen. The whole algorithm for neurocontact, like Melba said, is about communication with an animate or animate object. It can be somebody, with yourself, with somebody else, or with objects. Your phone, how do you communicate with your phone? How do you communicate with your purse, with your house? Those are still communications, and contacts. It used to, like the other name is contact, meaning getting into communication with something, in contact. So hopefully, Carla, I have answered your question. The topic, you have chosen the issue, but this is the topic. You can choose the issue that you have, you're working, and then explore it with each algorithm. Even if you have an issue about your health, and then you can explore your relationship, communication with your phone related to this topic. Topic is like what you're focusing on, and then using this algorithm, using the different exercises, you can explore this topic in different segments, not segments, different viewpoints and different aspects. Does it make sense? Yes, go ahead.
I have a question there. So on this, in our basic course, there's the sheet for our notes. And I took that, downloaded it, and have used that for every lesson. So I'm recording everything on it. And it speaks to the case, which I always put down as the name of the class and the top, well, okay, the case is, the algorithm is the lesson, okay, and what number. The case is, as I understand, there'll be a title for that lesson. And the case is that title?
No, the case
and then the topic is what I choose.
Yes, the topic is your issue.
Okay, topic and issue would be the same word here.
Yeah, and the case is your issue, but you work through the same issue in several drawings. And the issue can be tweaked a little bit. And I give the example about your health. If the case is about your health, one drawing will not solve the problem of your health.
Right.
You need to have, hi Kate, you need to have many drawings, and it can start with my health, and then at the end you can come up with I'm not drinking enough water. So the next drawing will be I'm not drinking enough water related to the case my health. And it can be algorithm of even mandala. You can draw a mandala on this topic, or you can draw neurosynthesis on this topic, explore body, mind, and soul on the topic of health and not drinking enough water, and go through, explore your body on this topic, and so forth and so on. So algorithm is what you are taking, the class you're taking. Then the topic is always for this class some issue that you're working on, and the case is overlaying over several drawing the topic like a level up view of your topic. And it can be drinking water can take over several drawings until you realize, you go through the steps, and at the end on topic 2.0, you realize, okay, it's not about the water. It's about maybe I need to first start moving more, so I want to drink more water. And so you switch, it's still health, the case is still health, but you move to movements, or you move to certain diet or food or doctor or whatever comes up for you when you go through the steps. And Melba, since you mentioned the template from the basic user course, I'm very happy to announce that we will have a workbook coming, and it's just a few days away, and it will have this listed the steps. It's going to be white pages, and you can it will be pre-printed. On one side it's going to be the steps to take note, and on the other side will be to draw your algorithm.
Oh.
So I'm so excited
Awesome.
to have it
Awesome.
for
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, I use a double stick tape. And so when I'm finished with my drawing, sometimes before, unfortunately, and then you get the little rim around it, because I use the larger paper, the media stock, so sometimes I have this like little dark frame almost with color around it, but I attach with double stick tape, I attach my paper to the back side of my drawing. So then when I go back and I look at the drawing, if I don't, a couple that I did during vacation, I felt lost at first when I looked at the drawing, and I had to go back and look at the lesson again, to kind of get clear about what was there. So that brought another question for me, if it's okay.
Sure, yes.
Okay, so we have a variety of classes that we're taking, and there's some of them we write in our circles or on our shapes, what those are. And then we work past that, right? So that's like first step, and then we're going over all that. So I would like to know, I very often catch myself after some bold lines go in, looking at little tags of funny, like half circles or little legs that go out to nothing. And I think that's the word that was behind the picture. And so ways of dealing with that could be to take that line and extend it, to take that little bubble and round it and make it, something. On the other hand, what if when it was done, I rewrote the word on it? I mean, it's okay if our drawings in the very end have our definition or defining word written on it, or should it all just be drawing?
How do you feel?
Well, after reviewing some of my old drawings, I would like to know more definitely when I look back exactly what I did. I can look at the back of my page and start to put it together like a puzzle, because if I have my resources and I have my circles or squares or triangles, on the back side I note, but it doesn't say circles are this, triangles are that. It just maybe is a list, especially from the beginning, just a list of what I wrote on my page. So then I go back and I have to try to remember, and I would rather look and see than try to remember and put the puzzle back together. So how do people deal with words,
There is no specific, in Neurographica, it's personal. If you want to see the words written on your drawing, you can either, like you suggested, go at the end and make the words visible. Another way would be to mark number 1 and circle it, and then on the back write number 1 is this, number 2 is this. So
okay.
Have a map if this is the problem. But having the words visible, it's for me, it's also very helpful. Personally, if they are bothersome to you, if you don't want them to be visible, then for any means, just use it through the drawing and then make some notes on the back, whichever way works for you.
So either way would be acceptable then. To
Yes.
turn in for homework, on homework, either way would be acceptable for written
Yes,
or
for homework,
non-visible.
yes,
or not.
either way is acceptable for homework. And in Neurographica, since it's not, the goal is not to produce neuro art, the goal
Right.
is to have this tool as a coaching, self-coaching tool.
Yes.
Then it's a different perspective. But some
Yeah.
people still may have, because it's also a visual, needs to be pleasant for you to look at. So then you
Yes.
need to play with this and to have the satisfaction and looking at something that is pleasant for you.
Thank you for the suggestion of numbering. Not often, but at times, what I draw may be personal, and I don't want to share what happens with me personally. And I think I understand that from another point of view, because sometimes I see things on screen written in Russian and I don't understand it, right? So I think some things are personal. It's okay, then maybe we put our numbers, and I like that. Thank you.
Yeah. I have to tell you, I'm expecting a call. If that happens, we will need to just kind of very quickly let me go.
Okay.
Should you decide to continue talking, I can make Melba the host, and just if you want to continue co-host, Melba, I'm gonna make you co-host, and just in case I need to leave, you can continue chatting for some time, or you can decide that you all are ready to go.
Clear.
So it's up to you. Hi, Kate.
Hi,
Okay.
good morning. Yeah, I'm in Cape Standard Time. I was up late last night working on my ancestral mandala, which was a delight. I wanted to add to the last discussion. I've started to take pictures of my work in process. So you could take a picture when the words are there, before the color, and before it's too advanced in the rounding, and then print it off and put that on the back of the notes. So you have a flash to take you back, because I'm kind of go crazy. It's like I know the essence of the process is done, but I'm trying to backtrack it with the words so I get it. But
Yeah.
the photos have helped.
Thank you.
Yes, if this is helpful for you, this was for some people it's cumbersome and they are more focused on the end results, like the state that they get through to at the end, instead of needing to have the whole previous state and the first state and the see wholeness. But it's up to you, whatever makes sense to you, because if time doesn't exist, we kind of have all of it at the same time. We have where we were, we have where we're going, and now it's all together. And if this is how you operate, I think it's different for different people. There's not good or bad. It's different for different people, how their mind works. So it's good. Thank you, Kate. And I see your ancestral mandala there.
Yes.
Very good.
Oh, yep. I was delighted because Anna suggested pulling out the pen as a pendulum, and of course I pulled out a pendulum, and it added a whole nother level of interaction.
Yes.
I call it my BS detector, because my mind will go where it wants to and it'll shape the data the way it wants. But if I pull out the mandala, and I'll even do it at health food stores choosing vitamins, but it's like, wait a minute, this is really active. That's interesting. I didn't, and then I'd start exploring the whole mandala. So I was having a blast. So yeah, and I started using that in other drawings for activations and stuff. And it's a good integration. I was hoping for a couple things from Neurographica. One was to integrate my soul with my artwork. From my perspective, other people see my heart in my work, but I want to feel my soul in it. And the other one was to interact more with my energetic practices, and that's happening with a lovely natural ease. So.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, yes, I'm so happy for all of you. What you're doing is fantastic. Very good.
Yep.
Um,
And then Amelda's point, I got all
Yes.
this beautiful artwork behind me on the unit. And I now have to figure out what it is because I haven't kept up with my notes. You know, I haven't even labeled them all. And so I have all this beautiful work, and I know that I feel more calm. I'm going into situations where I'd be more anxious and defensive and not going with the flow and handling it okay on the outside, but on the inside. So I've grown so much, but I have the beautiful paintings, but I don't have the connection through the journey. So I need to get more disciplined with being present with the journey, but also maybe journaling it as I go.
Yes. Kate, I also, when we did the ancestral mandala, I also worked with my pendulum.
Okay.
I went through that class that you're drawing, and the end, we identified the ancestors who want to work with us on our journey.
Yes.
And I saw on the screen that Anna had like 5 or 6 circles. And when I started working, I got circle after circle. I started on the outside because with the explanation of the class we had, that those on the outer edges, we go through 7 generations. So those are the ancestors retiring from our DNA line. So I started on the outside. I thought, if they're retiring, maybe they want to give me some great input before they're done in my lineage, you know, or I'm the only one. Now my son has a different line, or my daughter, right? So I was getting circle after circle after circle that wanted to work with me. And then I went inward, and as I came closer, there were so many that were willing to work with me. I thought, I began to doubt myself. Anna only has 6. How can I have all this? There's too many here, right? So I took my pendulum and I went over every circle to verify what I had gotten, to verify my information. And I was amazed at the end, it was right on. You know, but it was very interesting how the reaction that you get on some of those circles, some are neutral, some are like, nope, nope.
And on my maternal side, I got 3 generations. I mean, it went over the whole hoop of the 3.
Wow.
And there is a pattern that I broke, and that was, how do I put this? The first child of each generation was a male.
Wow.
And when the male was, I think, around 11, the grandfather died for each generation.
Wow.
And I had a child. Oh no, it was female. That's right. We're all matriarchal. So the firstborn is a woman, and then when the woman was around 11, 12, the grandfather died. Well, I conceived of a child in university, and I was not at a point to become a mother. I didn't have my act together, and I gave my child up for adoption. He was a male child. My dad lived to be 83.
Mhm.
So that little chain of the 3 of every year, the grandfathers died early, and matriarchal grandchildren, daughters, I came with a son, and the chain was broken. And so it's kind of brought back for that story. And I did not expect that. But I'm getting a chance to sink in, and it's like I could spend years on the mandala.
Mhm.
But of course, it's a tool for us, right? And a support. So.
Yes, I've called on those ancestors since that time frame. I've found myself in situations, not often, a couple, 3 times, where I'm faced with something that I think I'm done, I can't go any further. And then I can say, okay, do I have an ancestor who wants to help me with this?
Yep.
And then the insight breaks through. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and then on a very light level, I don't accept praise easily, etc. But somehow the idea of these all being my cheerleaders,
Yes.
from the perspective is like, you're the fulfillment of what I did. It's like we want our children to go past what we have. So even my mistakes are good. And it's helping me to embrace an unconditional love outside of my immediate family. I learned unconditional love from my husband. And yeah, I'm amazed.
Wow.
It's a wonderful class.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yes. It's, yeah, it's very strong. The energies are very strong. The time is very strong. And if you want to work on something, now is the time. And interesting information came to me today that we should not be the time of those how do I say, techniques that were that people used before, for example, Reiki or NLP, or they are already past. Everybody needs to find a guru within themselves instead of attaching themselves to somebody else's energy, like religions even. You are still attaching yourself to an energy, an egregor, if you remember from our class. So those are entities created by mental constructs. Many people get together and do the same think about the same mental construct, and you get attached to it by accepting it, by accepting this thinking, and this actually needs to go. Now it's already the new time. You need to go of all those past created those egregors, because they are sucking your own energy. Just believing into those things is you need to connect with your higher self, just your own, and follow your own path and follow your own guidance, not somebody else's. And this was a strong message for me today, so I'm sharing it.
They are helpful teachers, but they're also filters.
Yes.
And
exactly.
when I practice a modality, I look at it like a pie chart, and where they overlap is where I find truth. It's like they have their own branding, to put it in marketing terms, right? To keep it distinct, like my school of thought does this, and this is how I do it. And when it gets too firm, I go, that's human. And then when they overlap, and there's so many wonderful modalities that come to the same basic concept, I know, okay, that's a stronger path to truth, and that helps me in terms of integrating and leaving filters.
Yeah, always use discernment. So what happens is the humanity goes into progresses through time, right? We grow, we grow, we grow. And at some point, we need certain avatars or certain knowledge to come through to take us to this next level. We cannot get from very low to very high. It needs to be done gradually for different reasons. But at some point, those steps become obsolete. Since we are already higher, we need to let go of those lower energies, because they are dragging us lower instead of letting us go higher and higher. And in this case, Neurographica is a good tool, because you're always checking in with yourself. Yes, there are rules. Yes, there are algorithms, but they are not, you can always go your own way, and you can always not round. You can always try and not do triangles, or do triangles, or so there is, you always connect with your body, and that's the best tool you have, is body emotions to guide you forward. And that's what we learn in Neurographica over and over and over again, to strengthen this bond with your body, with your emotions, and just to be able to use it.
That's healthy. Well done.
Well done, everybody. Well done. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
It's because like there's some part of us that looks for approval. So did I get this right in this model? And it's like, I'm trying to get through, I'm going through all the algorithms so I can have a vocabulary and a sense of what the distinctions are. And so I'm learning, well, what's optimal? Like I'll choose to have less color, and then in the supervision, I get called out in a good way. But if you put some color here, you might learn more. And so I go back and trust. Now, it wasn't that I did it wrong, but I have an option. It was in one of the NeuroConnect ones and or NeuroHuman ones. And it's like, well, that was a weekend full of tears. Because I said, no, this is the way it is, and this is how I like it. And I'm going to go ahead and submit it like this because it's a risk. And that's why I submitted that one. And sure enough, Tatiana did that one. And we had great discussions afterwards. And she's like, in spite of her directness, she's very loving, and you know that's there, and she knows she's supportive. She's, well, you know, if you did this and added some more lines here and some color, you might learn more about those things. So then I couldn't find the original, only the copies. Wonder how that happened. And so eventually I found it, and I sat there, and I went to town. And so I grew a lot the weekend that we walked through it. And then I grew a lot the next couple of weeks when I went through and added the layers to it. But it wasn't about getting it right because this algorithm was written by the strong man and he said this is how it is. It's about this is your vocabulary to explore and to grow. And if you notice some resistance, go back to these steps because they might give you a hint of how you're hiding it under a rock. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of geology work.
Yeah, well said, Kate. Sometimes when we are drawing Neurographica, we are narrowing our focus, like it's normal. And then if you have the opportunity, even for yourself to go back and look at it, but it's better if somebody else look at it with different set of eyes.
Well, that's a good point.
That's why supervisions are helpful. And I always tell about the supervisions, it's what resonates with you. Even if you get the best suggestions, the best explanation, always check in with yourself. Yeah. There may be other filters going on, like you said, and the timing may be not right. Don't force yourself, never force yourself to do what supervisions are suggesting to do. Just check with yourself and be ready to explore, be ready to do. I had 2 of my works ruined because of the supervision. I wanted to do what the supervisions were suggested, but either I didn't misunderstood what it was to be done, or it wasn't the right timing, or it wasn't the right thing for me to do. So I ruined 2 of my works after supervision. So this may happen, and I'm not blaming anybody, but it is always, you need to check in. If when you try to rework it, don't take it as something you must do.
Right.
It's an opportunity, and just see if your hands is willing to cooperate. If your body is saying, yes, I feel it, I may try to do it, and then maybe it will be helpful.
That was 2 weeks. Remember when I went back and I started some of those? But the other one is I started making copies of the drawing. If there was a suggestion in the supervision that I didn't resonate with, but I kind of suspect that that's because I'm missing something. So instead of worrying about ruining what I thought I had going on, I played on the copy and I colored or I added stuff. And as it resonated with me, I went back to the original. So
it's interesting.
Iterative, yeah. And I do the best to create a safe space for myself. I want to learn, but I know I'm my own worst restriction sometimes.
Yeah, I think as Natalie said earlier, that we progress not from the top and go, oh, I mean the bottom and oh, I want to be on top, but it is a step at a time. And sometimes when we go through the algorithms, I find that I might not be willing to look at the whole picture yet. I may say that I want to, I may think that I want to, but inside maybe, you know, I have to turn right and I have to turn left first before I can, you know, do this one thing, before I can really see. And so looking back at some of my earlier drawings, I could go, oh, look at that, you know, and I can sit down and maybe add to, or maybe I can make colors more distinguished or some lines bigger, or, you know, and make the drawing more effective, even though I did it 5 months ago. you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
So that I find, and I think, at first I thought, oh, maybe that's how it is. I shouldn't write on that. And the other side, I realized, wait a minute, this is me. I'm growing and I can add here. I can change that, and I can make those old drawings more contemporary.
Yeah, when I first saw the words on the drawing, oh man, I balked. I just, it's a beautiful drawing and there's these words in it and just like, it doesn't work. And thinking, Kate, it's not for you, it's somebody else's work. And then of course I grew into it because I had experience. And in the beginning, the neural line has to go from one side to the other and there can't be anything hanging in between. And it's like, well, no, if it's hanging in between, what does it mean? So it becomes like a tarot reading in between too, and the interpretive readings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what is this? What is this mistake telling me? And oh my, this kind of mistake keeps coming up. What is it telling me? It's like having it's like upgrading my best friend relationship with my higher self, I guess.
Yes. Everything, it's like we are in front of a big mirror, but it's not mirroring the visible thing. It's mirroring the inner world, and we just need to understand the signs. It's not learn the language of the signs.
Yes. I've been thinking about the language a lot lately, and my first question is, well, why isn't there a class called neuro language or I don't know. And I think there really is. I mean, we have neurocomposition, right? And that's our language. That's our language. And I think maybe I did it after color. I think retroactively looking back, I think I wish I would have done it before neurocolor. I think we learn a lot there that applies to everything else, and it's foundational. But yeah, I was always wanting a class called neuro language, so I really knew how to write my drawing out on paper, so
it's what it is. Yes, that's what we learn, how to write the stories with the alphabet that we have. The triangles are the verbs, what we do, actions, and circles are the object, and squares can be an object or can be a verb. But neuro-linguistic NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, is when you use the language to program yourself. And it has similar ideas to Neurographica. Not similar, but there are some points that can be
overlap.
Yes, overlap. But Professor Pavel Piskaryov doesn't like neuro-linguistic programming, and depending how it is done, it may be bypassing to many people can use it as a bypass to not to work and not to get to the bottom of their problems, but just to jump into a more easier path and not to have to do it actually. So
that reminded me of a question.
Yes.
Are we still welcome to audit the new live class, basic?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Welcome to audit, and you can either come live, I will enjoy, or watch it in recording at your convenience, because I'm repeating over and over things. So if you get too tired of listening, me repeating the same things over and over, so you can make it like a faster speed and speed up the class.
Oh, yeah. But the thing is, I'll hear things from a different perspective, and like I'll understand I'll get more fluid in the language if I sit through it again. Like I was always confused about when I put one shape over another, I interpreted one thing, it was interpreted in another way. Well, I need to have a flow with that language so I can make that distinction. So I was thinking, we're going to be wrapping up Soul Awakening tonight. Yes. And so in September, I'll be ready to take on another chunk in addition. And I think that might be a wise thing for me to do. So if I ask questions that are not appropriate at the basic level, and they're for a live one, I will count on you to do what you often do, say, we can talk about that offline.
Of course, yes, of course. Don't worry. I will try to be gentle with the newcomers and not to bombard them with something that will confuse them completely.
No, exactly. It's them, and I would be coming to their party. So I'll.
Yes, yes.
Give it to-
Some of them are already become very confused just to know that it's not about the drawing. It's about something different. This is the first shock lots of people get when they expect to have a drawing class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the internet's, well, hello, Monique. I've seen your beautiful face, but I haven't heard your voice yet today.
Oh, she did ask questions in the beginning.
She always comes fully loaded.
We cannot skip Monique.
I'm from Montana. I'll be able to catch that on the recording.
Yes.
And I have other question, if you don't mind. For the exercise with the 8 triangle, could we use other shape around us, around the circle?
To try, yes, you can try with other shapes, of course.
Okay. And for the homework, can we submit homework 3 before the 2 others, or they could be in order?
You can submit whichever order you want. I don't see a problem with advanced algorithms. You can submit any drawings you choose. Yes.
Okay, and I have another one about color. For example, dark blue represent fear. If I make a drawing with the theme including fear, should I use the dark blue color or avoid the dark blue color so as not to reinforce the fear?
So you use the colors they have energies, right? And you need to check in with your body, what you need right now. But if you don't want to check in with your body and you want to work with your fear of something, you would use colors on the circle, which are going to suppress the fear. So fear will be suppressed by wood, the green color, the wind or the wood. And also the other suppressor is going to be the earth also. No, the earth will be nourishing the water, but the wood will be able to, hold on, wood is water, yes, wood will drain the water. Wind and wood will drain the water. So green color, if you use green color, will help you, as well as the next one. So wind and fire.
Okay.
Red.
So I use the dark color and I add those.
You don't need. No, you don't need to use the dark blue color at all.
Okay.
In your drawing.
That's interesting because I've noticed that I've enjoyed, I'll use the dark blue or a shade of blue, and I have been moved to integrate it with the green, like water and nature. And I didn't even think about the fact that they balance each other.
Yes, yes.
And so the process, no wonder it's calming.
Okay. Yes, it's very calming. And water is not only fear. Mm-hmm. Then for different situations, it can be also very nourishing because there is wisdom and fluidity. Yes. There is letting go. And it's not only negative, it's also positive. Mm-hmm. And there are some organs in your body that they need this nourishing water elements. So it's not just black and white with colors, Monique. You cannot just say this is only fear or this is only this or that. There is a mixture of energies, and the best way, you need to check in with your body and see how, when you use the color, how do you feel inside?
I did this exercise. I don't know how to say that. You suggest me to do, okay? And for me, dark blue is like drowning, is like fear of.
Okay. So do catharsis. Do not use blue color. Just do catharsis on this topic, and use green and red colors.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't have other questions.
Mm-hmm. And look,
Pretty
you're
good.
wearing red top.
Yeah.
That's what brings energy to you. That's what that we need. Good. Okay, and it's time for us. Any other
Okay, well, so when we graduate from our advanced algorithms, Melba's point about privacy and your point about seeing a different perspective came to mind. I guess we should think about, do we want to have, and maybe we would do this on our own, I don't know, but pods of people who post-graduation can share our work, because putting them on the Facebook group is a little bit vulnerable. And then we have intimate communication in terms of developing relationships over time, and we can certainly do one-on-one, but I'm thinking maybe graduation pods where we check in. And
yes, the Telegram will stay. The group
okay.
advanced algorithms on Telegram, you can post there for
But that would include other groups who are just coming through the advanced algorithms.
Yes, this will include the newcomers as well. That will do the advanced algorithms. If you want to, I don't have the capacity to do a new group for just
No,
for you.
no, I'm not asking you to. I'm just throwing that out for us to think about, because we're here thinking about it, and our recording will be there. And when we graduate, we may, put our wings on and us start our own little pods,
Yes, that will be absolutely
graduation groups. And then,
but yes, we have plans for doing some more algorithms, and there's always gonna be like the membership club will continue once a month that we have with
that's true.
at least 2 meetings, and then plus the coaching algorithms that I'm planning to.
So the coaching is it's going to be an algorithm for coaching.
Okay, those are exercises that they are not algorithms per se. They are
That's
exercises. Yes.
Algorithm is from the motherland. It's the core teaching, and then we have the processes that graduate from there, right?
Yeah, so there are 9 algorithms,
Right.
and this so far, and that's what they're called, but the rest of the exercises are exercises. Yes, coaching models.
I think of them as appendages, such as Soul Awakening was one, and such as our trauma was.
Soul Awakening is Tatiana's channeling course. So it's her work with, she has also done healing with neuro healing certification. So she's combining other things. It is very deep and very different from anything I've seen in Neurographica. And then Anna is creating her own also little snippets of exercises. And I'm going to be doing in coaching, I'm going to be presenting models coaching that we were given from the Institute when we were training for instructoral level.
Awesome.
We had also to use those coaching models with others in practice and receive certificate for, they call it aesthetic coach, which doesn't translate very well in English, but the meaning is that you're using art for coaching. So Yeah, they're very interesting. One of them is about managing multiple tasks. When you have too many things to do and you don't know how to do them all at once, and it is a nice coaching model. There are many of them are suitable for business situations. If you are planning to or handling a business or wanting to start a business or thinking about doing something in business, they're good for that. So maybe I will just offer them all as on a topic of people starting their businesses and help them with finances or businesses or work or jobs. And this can be tailored to one topic, because I want people to when they're working on a group to be on one like general topic, not like we do with Anna's classes. Everybody has their own subject topics and issues, but more unified. So this,
They both have benefits. I think when we're learning the first time around, hearing other people with multiple topics helps because we can get an idea of all the ways it can be used. But having the power of a group over something that you're mutually committed to will be awesome.
yes, and more practices will be available also. So it's going to be like a mini groups, and people will be able to connect not just once a week, but more than once a week.
Okay. Breakout groups.
Breakout groups, yes.
Okay.
Or support buddies, like one-on-one, somebody to help you.
Ooh, sorry, I thought I'd grown past buddies.
You don't want it. So there will
Growing
be.
up, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I just laugh at myself. I get so serious sometimes. I probably should do buddies.
No, but okay, yeah, buddies. And it's gonna be optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want, but I keep on receiving requests for more community, more socialization, more interactions. And what we did last time with the sharing circle was so good. I'm so proud of myself. And I wanna continue this. I want people to get to know each other and to have a community.
That is so funny, because creating community is you don't have the community and then you can look at it and join it. You create it organically, right? And you chat and you reach out, and it's like, okay, I saw somebody on our chat and I'm going to look them up and I'm going to ask them a question, and it comes up. So we can also support that process. But it sounds like you made major strides this weekend, so that's great too.
Yes, definitely. Everybody benefits from it. So we'll see how it goes, and definitely stay with us. You have a lifelong access to the algorithms, so
Needed to make sure.
Review them many times. I'm gonna wish you a good day and good evening and good morning, or
Thank you very much.
Thank you for welcoming me late into class today. I decided, you know what? It's informal. I won't be breaking into a meditation, I hope. So I'm going to go ahead and join a little late. So thank you.
Of course. Yes. Thank you for joining. Good to have you.
Good to see everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.
Guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.